Okay, we're going to remove that one. Let's make some mumbo jumbo. Mumbo jumbo. Mumbo jumbo. Okay. And we're live. Hello, everyone. I am Natasha Tomlinson with eXp Realty, and I thank you for joining me tonight on our webinar to talking directly to homeowners in the greater Phoenix area, or if you own property in the greater Phoenix area, I'm talking to you. I wanted to give a update as to where we are in our market right now, in our real estate market, provide some market data, some economic context, so you have some understanding of where we are. We'll be a little educational, a little informative, and just help you understand the current market conditions and what that means for buyers and sellers. So without further ado, let's jump in. First and foremost, I want to say hello and welcome all of you to this weekly market update. You can find this on the various social media channels here on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and just know that, again, I am Natasha Tomlinson, your local real estate professional, your local realtor here in the Valley of the Sun. So whether you're a homeowner, an investor, or just curious about the real estate market, tonight's session is geared to give you insights into where we currently stand and what smart homeowners like you should be doing next. So without further ado, I know your time is valuable, so let's jump right into what is happening in the greater Phoenix market as of May 1st, 2025. All right, here we go. So just to give you an idea, currently we're also going to compare May 1st, 2025 to May 1st, 2024. So as of May 1st, 2025, the number of active listings for sale sat at 29,909. And that includes, the ones that are under contract but accepting backup offers. We're including that number in there as well. So that's 29,909 as of May 1st, 2025. And May 1st, 2024, that number sat at 20,979. So that is up. The number of listings are, up 43%, and they are up 3.8% when compared to the previous month, right? The number of listings under contract as of May 1st, 2025 were 9,047 compared to 9,336 the year before. So the number of listings under contract is down 3.1% compared to a year ago and down 0.7% when compared to last month. The number of sales, the number of closed transactions as of May 1st, 2025 for 2025 are 7,303 compared to last year. We sat at 7,045 sales. So that is up 3.7% and up from the previous month at 4.89%. Now, the average monthly price per square foot, May 1st, 2025, sat at $299.30. And last year at the same time, we were at $306.53. So the price per square foot is down 2.4% and down 3.7% from last month, right? The median sales price for as of May 1st, 2025, sat at $445,000, and the previous year we're at $450,000. So we are down 1.1% when compared to the same time last year, and down 3.2% when compared to the previous month. Now, know that our transaction volumes have improved slightly. Now, they really weren't great last year, but they are a little bit better. So that's great. Closings are up 3.7% when compared to last year. However, the dollar volume has declined because the closed pricing dropped hard between March and April. And there's a number of reasons for that. A number of factors would be higher volume at the lower end of the market versus the higher end of the market. The top end of the market slowed down considerably during that time, and we have sort of a downward trend in prices due to buyers taking increased control in the market. Okay, so I would say in a lot of areas we are in a balanced or in a buyer's market. So supply has continued to climb, and throughout April, throughout May so far as well. And that growth rate is slowing down a bit. So that's some good news. Supply is now, it's higher than normal, whatever that is these days. And demand is holding steady, but it's not increasing greatly. So we have supply, the number of homes coming on the market are growing faster than the number of buyers that are entering the market, right? So it's not a combination that we would love to see. Now, although our sales volume has improved, the number of listings under contract has declined. So demand should increase as prices decline, but that really depends on buyers' overall confidence in our market. Now, we do know that here in Arizona, the temperatures will be rising soon. We're having beautiful weather right now, and we are grateful for it, okay? But we all know that when we're house hunting, that things are going to become a little less comfortable, meaning make sure those AC units are working when the house is on the market. No one wants to show a house when the temperature inside the house matches the temperature outside. Okay. And since our demand has been delayed, chances are that a lot of our buyers will be entering the home buying process during the summer months. Now, every year we tend to see the market slow down during this time. We tend to see prices weaken. So we're yet to see what will happen this time around. And as we know, there's a number of factors as to why that is. What will happen with interest rates? What will happen with tariffs? What will happen with their general economy? Now, we do feel that prices will hold steady during this time, even in the face of a recession, because history has shown us that that will be the case. So we point to times before to say what there's a strong possibility of what will happen today. Recessionary times also tend to bring lower interest rates. So here's hoping that that will be the case. But in all, interest rates are holding fairly steady. So if you are considering making a move during this time, it may be a good time to start the process, start that pre-qualification process, and see what those numbers look like for you. Sure I'm sharing the proper screen here as I go rattling on and on. Look at that. Okay. The days on market right now are sitting at around 59 days on market. And again, we're doing this webinar this evening just to give you a quick overview as to what's what. Now let's also jump into a time here, take a look at some of the various markets, but in the greater Phoenix area for you. Make sure I'm pulling up the proper screen here. So many screens. This one, an ad. There we go. Share this tab instead. That's what we're looking for. No one ever accused me of being a techie. All right. Great. Wonderful. What I'm showing you here is just this quick snapshot of the Phoenix market area. And this encompasses all of the city of Phoenix. Okay, so we understand that downtown Phoenix, Deer Valley, Arcadia, over by Paradise Valley Mall, all these areas encompassed in Phoenix and are included in this number. So the median price in the city of Phoenix sits at $575,000. And we are seeing that holding pretty steady here in recent weeks. And that has been down a bit. Median price about a month ago was sitting at $585, and now we're at $575. All right. We're seeing also the price per square foot sitting at $308,000, and the days on market sitting at 77 days on market before the average seller is seeing an offer, an accepted offer. We're also seeing in the city of Phoenix the inventory rise, the number of listings for sale rise a bit. So about a month ago, we were sitting at about 2,700, and now for the city of Phoenix, we're sitting at 2,900. And we're seeing also the median price for rent hold steady also in recent weeks at around $23.95. Let's check out some other cities around town. Let's go over towards the East Valley for a bit. Let's look at Chandler. Here we go. Yes, I know you want to. Well, there we are. Okay, we all have a slight seller's advantage. That median list price is sitting at $599,000. The price per square foot for the city of Chandler is sitting at $293. Okay, great. We're seeing the average days on market to climb again. So around a month ago, we're at 65 days on market, and we are slowly climbing. We're currently sitting at 71 days on market, 71 days on average of marketing time before that property ends up under contract. We are also seeing the number of homes. We were at year about 528 homes on the market, and now we are setting at 729 homes on the market in the city of Chandler. And we're also seeing the rent uptick a bit at $25.95. So we were about $25.95 a month ago. We dipped down a little bit, and now it looks like we're rising a bit now, back up to $25.95. Let me know, is there another city that you guys are interested in checking out? I mean, I can pick them all day, but I just wanted to choose a few more just to give you guys an idea of what is happening in our marketplace. Let's see, we're on a few different networks. I'll do my best to answer your questions. Okay, Mesa, Arizona. And these are single family homes. This does not factor in manufactured homes, condos, townhomes. These are single family homes resale only. Okay, that's included in this number. The median price right now in the city of Mesa sits at $539,740, and that price per square foot is at $278. Right, $278 per square foot. The average days on market is slowly declining in Mesa. At the start of the year, we were sitting at 85 days, and now we're hovering around 72, 73 days on average days on market. That's the average amount of marketing time before that property ends up under contract, right? And then the rent is also holding steady there at $23.53. Okay, while we're on the east side, let's see Fountain Hills, what that looks like. and then we'll start to head west. As I said, the temperatures are starting to rise, and then we do see things sort of start to come off the market as we start to steadily be at 100 degrees or more. You know, people with money, they have options. They don't have to stay here, right? They can go off to the Virgin Islands or Italy or the Greek Isles or wherever they choose to spend their time. They don't have to suffer through the Arizona heat like the rest of us working folks anyway. So in Fountain Hills here, we have the listen, we all have choices. I'm joking, all right, but that is typically what tends to happen with the luxury market. People tend to take it off for a spell, go do other things, focus on other things, focus on family and their trips and living the other part of their life, leisure time, and not focusing so much on the sale of the property during that time. So in Fountain Hills, what we're seeing here is the median list price sitting at $1,025,000. The price per square foot is down a bit. Let's say about a month ago, we were at $401 per square foot, and now we are at $393 per square foot. We're also seeing the days on market sort of hold steady at 109 days on market. And we're seeing the rents also in the last come down just a bit. In the last month, we were sitting at $38.88, and now that rent, the median rent, is at $37.50 out in Fountain Hills. All right, let's see Scottsdale. We won't spend. Oh, hello. Well, here we go. We also know there's lots of variety in products and areas in the city of Scottsdale as well. You have North Scottsdale up towards Cave Creek, and then you have Central Scottsdale, Scottsdale Ranch, McCormick Ranch, Greyhawk area, Old Town Scottsdale, and each are different price points, different ages, various dwelling types. But we're just giving an overview at this point in time. If you're interested in what your particular neighborhood is happening in your neighborhood, or what your property is worth, I can certainly provide you with a free market report. Feel free to reach out to me directly to do so. So in Scottsdale, the median list price sits at $1.5 million. The price per square foot is $509 per square foot, and the average days on market is declining, and we're sitting at 104 days on market. With the rent in this area has also declined a bit, sitting at 43. All right, we looked at Phoenix already. Let's look at Peoria, shall we? All right, Peoria again, also an area with various product types, some luxury properties, some more medium-sized properties as well. We're seeing the median list price sit at $585,000, with your price per square foot at $275. Your average days on market sitting at 79 days on market. 79 days on average of marketing time, again, before that property ends up under contract. And that's important to know, because a lot of people, you're making plans, right? You're making plans to move into the next property. You want to be somewhere for a job, or for before the school year starts, or when somebody, you want to be there for your family when the next kid is born. Whatever the reasons may be for you selling the property, you have plans, and it's important to know these numbers and have an estimate of what's happening in your particular area. What we're seeing here also, the median rent is $2,300 in the city of Peoria. Sneak a peek here at Glendale. Learn how to spell. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? Glendale's median list price is $499,900. Price per square foot, $260, with a slight increase, as you see, slight seller's edge from the previous month. Your average days on market, 75, and your median rent is $22.95. All right, let's go a little further out. Let's take a look at, let's see if it'll give us Levine. Learn how to spell again. And then we'll take a look on Buckeye and then move on to the next thing. Levine here, the median list price in Levine is $502,997. And our price per square foot has been, started at around $236 per and $29 per square foot. With our average days on market and the median rent in this area at $23.75. Great. And one more. Let's go out to Buckeye. But $9,000, the price per square foot at $237 per square foot. The number is declining here. 841 listings currently in the city of Buckeye, resale listings, and the median rent sits at $2,095. Now, one more, because let's take a quick look at Sun City. Okay, and then we'll move on to the next section. Sun City, Arizona, which is a 55 plus community. And there are single family homes, condos, townhomes, things of that nature in that area as well. That median list price sits at $340,000. The price per square foot is $212 per square foot. The average days on market in Sun City right now is hovering around 93 days on market, 93 days on average of marketing time before a contract is had. And then we are seeing inventory from the start of the year. We are around 306 listings for sale in Sun City, and now we're around 357, with the median rent at $2,000 a month. Sun City, the 55 plus community. Great. Make sure we are moving right along. Wonderful. All right, we went over the update already. And that's not to say that homes can't sell faster than that. Hot areas of town, hot areas that are near major employers are selling faster. They're selling in less than 30 days. Okay. And typically receiving 1 to 2 offers before going under contract. And the selling price is typically 97.7% of the last list price. Meaning, for example, last list price, you started out at 500,000. That was maybe a little bit more than you wanted to be. You started at 500,000. You decided to do a price change, a price enhancement to 475, and then your final selling price, your offer price, is 97.7% of that price. Now, we've talked a little bit about buyer's market, seller's market, balanced markets. What does this mean? We've shifted from a strong seller's market in the greater Phoenix area. It's more of a balance, or even a slightly buyer's market, buyer favored market in some areas, particularly those areas with more new homes like Buckeye, Casa Grande, Surprise, Goodyear, Queen Creek, Santan, things, areas of that nature. Price growth is modest. Okay, and inventory is climbing, which give buyers more choices and sellers more competition. So let's add that to the national backdrop where consumer spending is under pressure, right? We're seeing bankruptcies at a high, credit card debt at a high. We're also seeing some job losses, and we're also seeing car repossessions at a high, all in part due to rising food prices and energy prices as well. And that creates a bit of a recipe for a cautious, strategy-driven market. Now, let's talk a little bit again about buyer's market, seller's market, balanced market. Let's decode this real estate lingo. Buyer's market is typically in a time when that area has more than 6 months of inventory and prices are likely to decrease. A seller's market is where we see less than 4 months of inventory and multiple offers are common. A balanced market is where we see 4 to 6 months of inventory and stable prices. So as we said before, we're seeing a lot of areas 4 to 6 months of inventory. And again, today Phoenix is a bit of a mixed bag. 11 cities are in slight seller's markets and 4 cities are balanced. Okay. Some are in a buyer's market like Surprise, Goodyear, Casa Grande, Buckeye. All right. This makes your local expertise critical. And what works in Chandler may not work in Buckeye as far as your marketing efforts. All right. Now, what does this mean for today's home buyer? And I understand this is a seller webinar. We're focusing mainly on sellers, but I mean, ultimately, you're looking for a buyer, right? So you have to understand their mindset to some degree. And what this means for buyers is buyers have more power now than they have in a long time. Inventory has increased, which means there's more choices for them on the resale side and new home side, and less competition. Prices are stabilizing. So the whole I am waiving inspections, so waiving appraisal, paying over and above appraisal is very unlikely in this marketplace. Down payment assistance programs are available, mainly the the Home Plus program has money available. Home and 5 also has some money available, and there are a number of other down payment assistance programs available, some for first-time home buyers and some not. So be sure to investigate that. Builders are also offering big incentives. They're offering lower interest rates a lot of times, closing cost contributions to help out the buyer, some appliances, and some upgrades. And it's important to factor that in when you are putting your home on the market in today's market. And remember that homes are typically selling at 97.7% of the last list price. So if you're shopping in the range from $300,000 to $500,000, you may even get stronger negotiating power. Right. And see some sellers' concessions. And those concessions are averaging around 10,000 in some areas. So, sellers, what does this mean for you? If your home is priced and presented well, it will sell. And what does that mean? It means it looks great, it smells great, and it's priced right. The days on market are holding steady, rising in some areas. So it's important to be patient and proactive. We are seeing a number of price changes, price reductions, okay, are definitely up and becoming more commonplace. Buyers are very selective. Condition of your home matters more than it has in recent years. So what works? What works is a clean, staged, even if it's virtually staged home. and well priced to sell fast. Smart sellers are offering buyer incentives or making upgrades before listing the property. Open houses and strong online marketing efforts are back in style. Even in a buyer's market, the right strategy makes a huge difference. Great. Great, great, great. When you go into a restaurant, just to give an example of something else, to give you put you in a buyer's frame of mind a bit, and you're excited to see this home, but if the floor is dirty and the table is dirty and the waiter isn't kind, the whole experience isn't presented well, and it ruins your experience, and you're not likely to stay for another course. You're not likely to go back. And you sort of have to have that same thought process when you put your home on the market. Okay, yes, you may be living there, but we don't want the next person to picture your living style. They want to picture themselves in that space, and that's hard to do if they're tripping over things when they're looking at the property. It's hard to do if the curb appeal isn't there and they don't even want to go inside. All right, so these are all things to remember and to consider when you put your house on the market. It's also important really to have professional images, targeted marketing, and strategic pricing strategy in today's marketplace. There's a number of options available for buyers today, and there are all sorts of buyers. You have your first-time home buyers. The number of folks that are downsizing or first-time home buyers again in our marketplace is definitely growing. The boomer generation are out there in full force looking at prices, and there's a certain expectation as you go out to buy things. Certain expectation there. They want things to look good, to smell good, to be in good working order, right? No one has time to fix a bunch of stuff, basically. So, but if you would prefer that, listen, this is a condition of my house. I know that things need to be fixed. And I'm not willing to do, I'm not able to do it for whatever, for financial reasons, for the essence of time. I'm not interested in going through the marketing process. I just want this bad boy done, Natasha. Sell this house for me, bring me an offer, and call it George. All right. Well, you may consider a cash offer option. I'll put that in the chat here if that's something you want to explore. There is no obligation for you here. If that is something that is of interest to you, make sure that you put your address in there, and then within 24 to 48 hours, you have a few options that pop up, a few offers that pop up right away. But then it takes, in order to get true offers, I would say in the next 24, 36 hours is when you'll have the majority of those offers populate for you. And then we can discuss them further, or you can look them over in detail on your own time. Perfectly okay. Now, if you're interested, you're like, I don't want to go as far as get a cash offer, but I would like to know what is happening with my property now, with my area, with the pricing in my area in this particular property for the future. Well, you can certainly reach out to me directly here, and I can do a free property report for you, giving an idea of where prices are in your neighborhood. If you wanted to include any upgrades that you have done recently, that would be helpful to do as well, so we can get you a more accurate number for you. Now, let's see. Just want to see if there's any questions as we're wrapping up today. Just wanted to see, whether you are buying, selling, or really just curious about what your home value is. Let's chat. Right? The market may be shifting, but that also means opportunity for you if you have the right strategy. So let's talk a bit about a home equity review, thinking about your downsizing, your upgrading, maybe you're relocating out of area. You just want to know where your city fits in on the market map. Book a call with me. I'd love to walk you through your options. In the meantime, I thank you guys for tuning in with me today. I know that your time is valuable, and I'm grateful that you chose to spend some time here with me. Again, feel free to reach out to me directly with any questions or concerns that you may have. And in the meantime, have a great evening. Ta-ta for now.